Hello channel, welcome back everyone. We're on to another game week. They're coming thick and fast at the moment, and as we're on to game week one, I never know how to feel about that when people just randomly change the numbers. Anyway, we're heading on to game week one of the Sorare 2026. Hope everybody's enjoying it so far. It does definitely seem like everybody's enjoying it, that's for sure. I've had a really hot start, obviously, on the channel, so it goes without saying that having a lot of fun. If you haven't caught it, we have on the channel. It's just me. I just do the videos myself. The guy who does the thumbs. So yeah, I've got a video up with some good cash, some star rare openings, etc. There's an absolute banger video up with crafting, which is over 4,000 views, which is insane. We're building up a bit of essence. I am building up a bit of essence for another video at the weekend. So anyways, let's get on with it. In this video, we'll also preview the weekend, have a look at the best fixtures. The English Premier League's back, so a bit of focus on that. And after winning Hans Vanaken and Van Hoot, I'll be entering a JPL team. First and foremost, let's have a look at the streaks. So every time I see like the word streaks, I just think of that like Will Ferrell in that film. He's going, "We're streaking!" He's roaring a lot, like honestly. Insane. Anyways, so for the weekend, Premier League Limited, $25 for hitting 360. We'll jump backwards and forwards here because I have actually built a team for this, so it's the only lineup I've actually selected so far. So let's have a quick look at it. It was a bit more on a budget, but I've upgraded it slightly now. So I had a Bart Verbruggen from the Brighton collection. Pascal Strake was taking pens and everything in the championship. He was pretty cheap, but Leeds have brought in a new defender. I think it's Bijol, but he's suspended. So I thought that was a pretty good fixture against Everton at home. Yeah, they've got I think Brandthwaite's injured now. Anton Stack's an interesting one. Did pretty well in the Bundesliga. I think it'll be good for Leeds. Looked to be taking some sets in pre-season. Salman Adingra was just my sort of punt of a cheaper forward. May well change my mind on that goal with Chris Wood, etc. And I've gone for Maxime de Kuiper because I just really just think he's just a cracking player. Fixture as well. So the aim is to get to $25. Bart already had. Struik was only a couple of quid. Stack was about tenner. Simon Adingra was quite cheap. And Maxime de Kuiper, I decided to splash out on a bit, was 30 quid. But there we go. I'm just going to have a fun go at the actual first streak. I'm not building any limited English Premier League sort of collections or anything at the moment. I do know that some other people will be doing that. Contender limited, unfortunately, missed the target. Otherwise, we would have been getting into some better stuff to hit. So I had to hit 400 the last time, and never managed that. No, talking rubbish. Sorry. Yeah, I'd missed that before. So 250's hit, 300 should be reasonable, and then it's on to 400 and 420. So still got 12 days of the easier points targets and stuff as well. So we'll just try and make the best use of that. Challenger Limited is going to be really interesting because there's no Celtic this weekend. Again, 12 days, 5 hours of the easier points targets, but double rewards actually is for 1 month. So this has been an interesting one. Let me know, guys, what you think. So Celtic play against Livingston, but not this weekend. It's the weekend after that. Sporting do have a pretty good fixture, and I've got some reasonable options. So we'll have a look. If you skip it, then basically you can just wait and then just go for the next one. But I quite fancy going for that $200 against Livingston. So I guess I'll miss it. The downside is we're going to be starting again. So we'll have a look at the Challenger side of things as well. I haven't built any League One stuff yet. Bundesliga. I have Juliper. We missed the last time as well. So we're on for the 400. I don't keep saying we. Was on for the 400, and Senny Lamans conceded in the last minute against 10 men against a team who had not had a shot on target. So could have been going for the $200 here, but way back down at the bottom. It's like snakes and ladders in to get away up the top. And then Eredivisie, I don't have a team yet. So that's limited. There's so much happening. So rare 26, there's no doubt about it. A lot of fun in this one. This is like the proper fun one. So Challenger Rare, I'm not going to go for that. I think the difference in limited is that I do have like a sporting stack, etc. So I think feasibly 400 is a reasonable target there. Challenger's rare. I don't really have anything outside SPFL, so the $200 is going to be a playing at home against Livingston job, I think. There, Contender rare. This is where it's getting exciting. 460 for $800. I think in the last video I said 1,000, so I'm sorry about that. I got the amounts wrong. But the double rewards are still here for a month, so guests who missed that can still go back through and try and get up. Hit that, and then $4,000 for 510, which is absolutely insane. Now that would be really hard in Contender, but have a look in a minute and probably start off there, showing the English Premier League team. Out with that, Julipper is going to be 275, so hopefully get that $20 back towards the buys. So let's do the overall sort of overview for the weekend. We'll have a wee bit of focus on the English Premier League because it's obviously a big league. And we'll have a look at the best fixtures for JPL because I've got the rare, and then we'll go into the spreadsheet and actually build some teams for Contender rare. Okay, so this is the overall spreadsheet from Egal at Sorare Probabilities. Got a big blank screen at the moment, that's because so much data been downloaded. But there it is, as if by magic now. This is like these are all the fixtures across the weekend. Some of these won't really apply, but we'll do the filtering down where applicable. So Chengdu and Bodo Glimt, really good attacking fixtures. This is sorted to expected team goals. So if you're new to the channel, firstly it's sorted to expect team goals. You can see clean sheet percentages and everything there. Win percentages. On the sheet there's also XGA, which is expected goals against as well, which is quite handy if you're having a look at stuff like clean sheets and defenders. Galatasaray stand out against Fatih. How you call him Fatih? See, it's we on the channel. Just called myself Fatty there. 2.76 XG, 80% win percentage, so it's pretty high. 49.75 clean sheet percentage, pretty high as well. First standout fixture in the English Premier League, the EPL, Liverpool against Bournemouth. I must admit, I watched the Charity Shield. I didn't think Liverpool were that good at the back, so it's going to be a really interesting one. I think Liverpool really fancied this season. Frimpong, I know very well, used to play with Celtic. It's not really a defensive player, but so, a lot of people gave Trent a bit of stick, but yeah, I guess if Liverpool do get a bit of action on the goal, then Alisson can rack up some AA, but 44% clean sheet percentage. It's not uber high, but 2.68 expected team goals. Mo Salah, Verts, unbelievable. Benfica against Estrela Amadora, big prank sale, be happy. He's not had any wins so far, so I think he's a wee bit unhappy at the moment. He's spent thousands. But in fairness, Benfica, the game which was postponed, I think, in Challenger. So, some of those weekends, even when Sporting were there, Benfica weren't around. But an interesting one, I guess, because they've got these Champions League games as well. So really good against Nice, 61% clean sheet percentage, very high, and 2.48 expected team goals is also pretty high. Sporting against Aruca, again 2.46 XG, 56-57% clean sheet percentage. So it's really going to be an interesting one. I really don't know what to do with Challenger, and that I might only have one chance at that $50, but over 400 for $50 with Sporting at home. Trincao and Goncalves to do 70s and 80s, get a clean sheet. It's a difficult one. I guess Celtic against Livingston could also falter, but that weekend I'll have Celtic. I'll have two options with them. I'll also have a sort of Sporting option. I bought Horta, so it's more chances of hitting it. I think I'm just going to go for it. It's $50, but I want to get into those $200 ones, and I'd rather, I guess, have a go at it. Celtic versus Livingston for the higher target. So the strategy behind this is quite interesting. I also don't really like buying a big stack and just leaving them out. What if they just pop off and could have won $100 in the leaderboard? You're losing a bit of expectation in terms of cash monies. We've got Orlando against Sporting Kansas City. Orlando been really good this season. Jada the GOAT, Martin Cooper. Bigger Jada the GOAT. Martin's a Orlando fan. Paris Saint-Germain against Nantes. It's really nice to see League One on the platform as well. I guess it's a French company, and Really quite good in general. A lot of fans based there, a lot of users based there. Real Madrid against Osasuna. Well, I have not bought any Real Madrid players this season. Hope they get pumped. Moving on. PSV against 20. I see 20 have bought Orchsider. He was a winger that was actually linked with Celtic. PSV, again, I'm not playing in the Dutch league as yet. I might get involved in that at some point, get more wins, but PSV are pretty dominant. And then there's some other interesting teams. Teams like Go Ahead, who did really well last season. Andman's left, Brium's been left out, transfer speculation, Celtic links. So, it's probably just not the time to go in just now. Monaco against Le Havre, pretty good fixture there. I mean, Paris Saint-Germain are playing the Super Cup tonight as I record this against Spurs. What will they do? Will they just start the season and actually pick a stable lineup? I mean, points last season, there was like wild rotation there, so that's going to be interesting to see what happens. But Monaco, with a really good fixture, could maybe upset the League One apple cart. Get AZ against Volendam, again, Dutch League. Jean Book against Diago, 2.26 XG, 46% clean sheet percentage. I hope the GOAT Cezinha puts pay to that. I mean, under Poyet, they've been pretty good defensively. Anything else stand out here? Inter Miami, I mean, no Messi at the moment, that's a problem. Salzburg gave it a good go against Bruges, but that's them out of the Champions League. So I think they need to win a playoff to be in the Europa, but they're guaranteed Conference League. To be honest, if you've got a Salzburg stack or anybody from Salzburg, you're probably better in the Europa League from a scoring point of view. Chicago Fire, Besiktas, we've got Spurs there, etc. So those are the best fixtures. I'm going to scoot down a wee bit because over 2 expected goals or XG for striker wise, etc., or goals wise, pretty high still. So can't dismiss some of these fixtures. So we've got Union St Galwaz, or Gilwaz, I call them Galwaz, I just can't read obviously these days, against Standard Liège. So 55% clean sheet percentage. Will it be Chambert? Will it be Scherpen? Come back to Man City because we're going to do a specific check on the English Premier League. Club Brugge against Celta. Barcelona, I would love to have a Barcelona stack, but we just can't buy everything, right? And they're pretty expensive just now. Anything else sticking out there? Porto, 50% clean sheet percentage. Again, another challenger team. So, yeah, Celtic are not going to have it easy this season, but particularly this weekend, because they're not playing. Anyways, right, let's have a look. Firstly, at the English Premier League, because I think it's the EPL is back, and, I've put in a small sort of stack for the streaks, etc. And it's good to cover. I'm pleased, obviously, that the games are coming back. So let's have a look at info. Okay, so Liverpool, covered that earlier on. Spurs are an interesting one. I mean, under Ange, played a lot of attacking football. Will they keep more clean sheets under Thomas Frank? I mean, that's a pretty good fixture to open up. Burnley were quite tight last season, but then they've lost like James Trafford, etc. So, you've got 2.18 XG, 51% clean sheet percentage. Kind of one of the standout fixtures, really, if they get off to a flying start. Shane Madison's injured, Son's away as well, so there's going to be a wee bit of change there. But you get the right guys together, maybe if you dominate the ball, Romero at the back, etc. Pedro Porro maybe, benefit from actually keeping a clean sheet once in a while. Man City against Wolves, so again, pretty good fixture. Guess the issue at the moment with Man City is, predicting the lineup. And that's just not at the moment, that's Pep Roulette. I think it's reflected in the actual price of the players because, they ought to be a bit higher, some of those players, but there we go. Sherky's a mid now. I'm not sure I like him being a mid, if I'm honest. I think that'll affect the scores. You get more points deducted for losing the ball or, possession lost, I think it's called. Chelsea against Crystal Palace. Chelsea, really good. Winning the Club World Cup. Looked like João Pedro's slotted in. Levi Colwill, that's a shame he get injured. But 1.93 XG, 40% clean sheet percentage, pretty decent. Sanchez is looking like half decent now. We'll see how long that lasts. Brighton against Fulham, we've seen earlier, the Kuiper is an A fixture there. I don't think Buscagli's sort of fit at the moment for some reason. I don't know what's up with him. But I'm assuming he'll come in at some point, be pretty good. It's an interesting one with Brighton. It looks like maybe Matt Riley's going to Juventus. So there's a lot of speculation in that. There's a lot of chat of maybe Baleba going to Man United. Brighton's recruitment's incredible. If a bid comes in, they'll take it as long as it meets their valuation. So it will be very interesting to see how Brighton perform this season. Losing Baleba will be a blow because he's a proper athlete, that guy, and he can play as well. Calling him athlete's probably disservice to his footballing ability, and I think it'd be a really good signing for Man United. Aston Villa against Newcastle, again, very interesting one. Not much chatter regarding, obviously, Aston Villa. I think they've done much in the market, so it's getting a bit samey, but, I guess that's kind of good from a Sorare point of view in terms of predictability. Newcastle seems pretty difficult. Isak, does he really want to stay? Difficult window. Signed Malik Theo, who's a guy I've got, pretty good young player, but yes, his goal's going to be an issue. Nottingham Forest against Brentford, pretty good fixture for Forest. Again, they had a really good season last season. How will they do? Brentford losing Mbeumo is a bit of an issue, I would have said. I mean, it's a guy who they'll properly struggle to replace. They are actually pretty good at the recruitment, so, they brought guys like this in, but you start losing guys like Mbeumo and Vissa and stuff, it's not the easiest in terms of replacing them. Arsenal Man United, that is a cracking fixture. Not necessarily a cracker for Sorare, unless, somebody runs riot. Probably more likely Arsenal, not Man United from last season, but Manchester United signed pretty well. And then we've got Leeds against Everton. Quite low XG, etc. there, 1.19, but I think it could be one of those where from a Leeds point of view, back in the English Premier League, and they'll be buzzing, and I think they've signed pretty well there with Cantona, Stacky, etc. Right, onto the Europa League JPL. So Gilles against St. Blaise seems to sort of stand out. 55% clean sheet percentage, 2.1 expected team goals. So Gilles playing really well, on good form. Zorgan slotted in now. Van Hout's been good. El Haj been good. Sold Ivanovic, but then they just got guys coming through all the time. Promised David, Floric, it's just insane. So they seem pretty decent at the back as well. Conceded a few last game, so I've just contradicted myself. But yeah, I mean, they've got some good players back there too. Club Brugge against Zulte. This could be an interesting one because Club Brugge got a lot of midweek games. They have been quite stable with the lineup. That's a good fixture. I mean, Zulte I don't really rate. But get this thing where you can. Oh, nearly broke my laptop there. I was getting too animated there. Nearly broke my laptop. Hang on to fix my setup. Dearie me, this is it. This is not live, by the way, but as you can see, I do not edit my YouTube videos. I just do them in one take. Anyway, what was I talking about? Club Brugge, Jackers, Mignolet, interesting one. Probably the Jackers again. Seem to be kind of rotating that. Seems to be known beforehand because the predictions are always spot on. So very interesting. But I mean, I think Club Brugge have been conceding. Ordonez been left out and stuff, and potentially going. Apologies if there's a wee break in the video here. My computer pretty much nearly exploded in the heat wave here. We're talking about Ordonez going maybe to Marseille, being left out. So Club Brugge definitely affected by that. I've picked up some Genk guys. I think against Oud Leuven, who have been pretty poor. That's a good fixture for this weekend. 1.82 XG, 36% clean sheet percentage. So I guess they'll be busy. We'll have a look at the JPL selection in a minute. Showing you the English Premier League team. We'll do a JPL there. Have a look at Contender for the streaks, etc. as well. Mechelen against Ghent. Ghent have been pretty good. I mean, couple of clean sheets for Davy Roef. Mechelen are a funny team. Not funny, haha. Beat Bruges, so pretty interesting. What's going on my screen? Yeah, something's happening on my screen there as well. That's a brilliant video, isn't it? St. Trudens against Le Louvre. Kakubo, yeah, I mean, goalkeeper wise, 43% clean sheet percentage. Does put in some good scores, but yeah, they get a lot of bad scores as well. I guess the conceding 3 for 15 points, the negative decisive, that definitely changes things a bit. Cercle Bruges against Westerlo. Again, Cercle, pretty decent team. And Anderlecht against Denders, pretty interesting one. I picked up Bertocchini. Charleroi have been terrible so far. I mean, I guess the reverse fixture of that is Antwerp, which is 1.1 xg and 26% clean sheet percentage. But Charleroi have been so bad that I think that like that's probably underestimating it. I mean, based on obviously all the stats, some of which were for last season. Stelis Andrews left, so I've made a bit of a mess of that. Oh well. And yeah, they've just been really poor, Charleroi, but they've had like the midweek games with Europe and everything as well. So I guess all that stuff has been pretty difficult for them. So that's English Premier League effort. Pretty set on that. Yeah, Adingra at home. Striker, you're not like there's not many guys like they're going to do Mo Salahs and do 80s and 90s and things. So yeah, if he just gets decisive and the other guys hit, I'll be delighted. So firstly, let's have a look at the Juliper. We'll do a bit of building there and I'll show you the guys picked up and give a wee chat about why I picked them up as well. So in the limited side, got a D1 entry, so that's good already. And then 2026 in rare, it's a new team. So I think this drops me into Division 3. Yeah, that's a shame. I don't really like the setup of the divisions, but I think everybody who follows me on the channel probably already knows that, to be honest. So I do have two options here. I've got Lawal and I've got Kukubo. So I'm going to actually go back to the sheet and then just have a look at projected scores. So here we go. I think if we can get a second team in with Kukubo, that could be a good shout. He definitely does appear to have the better fixture out of Lawal and Kukubo, but I would say Lawal overall is probably more reliable. That's kind of gone in with the Genk guys because I think they'll be a reasonable stack and hopefully I can pick up one or two more. Matty Smets sometimes does some insane AA, so he's projected score 67. His projected AA is 29, so it's quite hard to turn that down. I quite like pairing like the defender and the goalkeeper. We've got Vanaken at 90%. Van Hoot's only 5%. That is an interesting one. Expecting that USG are going to rotate, so we'll need to have a look at that. Might need to play Lilinsana or just go with one mid. And I picked up Bertocchini. I guess I could do a bit of a defensive stack there as well with Genk. So I think I'm going to go in my first team with a while. Leuven are just not really very good. Although they really did do me in scoring against Antwerp. So there we go. So Lawal and Smets just recently picked these guys up. I wonder why Van Hoot's so low. That's a shame because that's a banging fixture against Standard Liège. So here's no prediction in there so far. So that's interesting. Lilinsana, pretty good game as well. So probably go with Lord Hans. Obviously, he's 90%, so that makes a lot of sense. We'll check this near a game week. This is only Wednesday I'm recording this. I've got a couple of like classic Balikwishes, etc. there as well. He's on pens and Charleroi have been really poor. So again, really interesting. I'm going to go with Bertocchini just now. I think he will start banging in some goals. And then it would normally be Van Hoot, to be honest. Like, that would be the normal course of events. I think I'm probably going to put in a Balikwisha just now. Lilinsana probably underperforming so far. Could go for a double defensive, actually. I'm probably going to do that, right? Lord Hans for a captain after winning it. But I will be putting in Van Hoot there. And just run Lawal and Smets, I think, if I'm confident that Van Hoot's going to play. There's a bit of a spanner in the works. I wonder why he's so low. I'll have a look at the Sorare inside stuff and everything closer to time. He's not a guy I really carry in rare. So remember, like on the sheet here as well, I've got this filtered to rare. So, you know, if we're going to do the limited teams, you can just filter it per scarcity, which is just amazing. It's such a good tool. And then obviously it brings up all different options that you've got running the data. So I've got Kukubu on limited as well. Lawal, I've got Della Valle, Senna Lamans as well, all clean sheet percentages, expected AA. Fede Lyson, you'll see he's only 5% start percentage on the sheet as well. Maybe just like fancying that MGY are going to rotate a lot. Interesting stuff. Zorgan there as well. yeah, let's see. I think like actually Van Hook will probably start, but um, we need to wait on the actual accurate predictions because like we've got Zargan up there with a projected 74. I don't have Van Hook actually at limited level, so maybe I should get one actually if he's going to play this weekend, definitely. Um, and at rare level, when he comes in, he's got a projected AA of 21, 76% win percentage, 2.1 expected team goals at home. So yeah, he's definitely one that's going to have to come into the reckoning. I'm going to actually just put him in, and then that'll prompt me to just check like what the script is. If he's fancied to start, I mean he's on the set pieces and everything, right? So like I guess you've got to play guys like this. Balikwisha is definitely a good option there as well. I'm not going to be playing the Sargan Unique. That's going to be winning the Super Rare. And I still think I'll captain Vanaken just now. But if I think Van Hoot is nailed to play, then I think he's probably going to go in there. Right, let's have a look at Contender because this is going to be like an insane streak to go for here. So I want to spend a small amount of time going through this. $800, honestly. We'll go for easy Japanese first, right? That was the lineup we did it the last time. Absolutely smashed out a really high score. And again, first and foremost, need to consult with a sheet. I'm kind of a wee bit tempted to use George Brune here. I mean, or buy one actually, because like that looks like a pretty good fixture. But let's have a look at the sheet first. Yes, out of interest, I filtered it to Super Rare first, and yeah, Jörg Brun, pretty good. 60% clean sheet percentage at home. So there we go. Maybe I'll just buy one actually. I mean, it's $800 for first, right? And like, that wouldn't be the worst move in the world. I guess I could just play my existing one with the XP, but yeah, I mean, I'm going to be playing Super Rare as well, right? And that's like $1,000 for first as well. So I've got Mayakawa, 50% clean sheet percentage. 61% win percentage as well. I've got an in-season one as well, which is quite good. Insfran, I'm definitely drawn to him. If you look at it, he puts up a lot of high scores, plus also Juan Pintado having a high projected score really sort of stands out there for me. So we're going to be wanting to mix in some sort of classic smasher, I think, here. So I think first and foremost, that's going to be like a really good basis to set around. Kim Ju Sung, like we definitely need to see if he's going to be playing. Pintado, Ryo Kikuchi's been insane as well. He'll probably come into the fold. Pintado's a bit further down, but you'll see with his scores, like he actually puts in some real peak scores. So yeah, look at these recent scores. Like, that's quite a good basis to put. It's not like a sort of solid AA defender type guy. He's a fullback, right? So he's a bit more hit or miss. But we're going for the 460 here, and yeah, if they get a clean sheet, he does an 80, then that's like an insane start. Midfield wise, so good. Barco against Senate there. That's a shame. Although he's not been playing as well recently. Bilal El Kanous, interesting. I bought his rare actually, so that's why it's showing on the sheet. Romulo there, home, 71 projected score, 2.96 xg. That is huge. Anybody else standing out here? Canales been great. Really, he's on corners and penalties, so definitely a reasonable selection there. Romulo, he just like puts in some really insane scores. Honestly, I am tempted by Romulo. Honestly, Canales really good last game as well, so he'll definitely come into the fold for our selections. Angel Di Maria, what's his projected score for mid? Again, he's not even on the sheet. He is on the sheet somewhere, but he's a bit further down. Let's see if the forward one's in there too. Interesting. Yeah. Project 60 for the forward card. So again, you don't get a lot of goals in Argentina, but Di Maria is like basically on everything. So those stats I think will improve. I think I'm going to go Romulo It's just such a brilliant fit. I mean, 2.96 expected goals. If he gets an assist or whatever, then you're into like sort of dreamland territory. Now, because I'm using the mid here, it means that I'm going to have to go in on the forward. And yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm going to have one of my sort of older smashers there. Felipe has been really good, interesting. Carl's back's been smashing them in. Don't have really many in-season good strikers here. I think I'm probably going to go with John Jinwoo. I mean, that guy's been so reliable this season. I think we're looking to build all the AA here, and then you just want him to get a decisive or two. And Diago have been absolutely Johnny Rotten. Johnny Rotten have been so bad. And then we need another smasher to go. I think I'm going to go with Kikuchi, honestly. I mean, the guy is just an utter maniac. We've got Leandro Morales there as well, with a projected AA of 40. It is insane. Where's Kikuchi? Yeah, he's only down there. I don't get why. Where he's like quite a low projection as well. I'm gonna have to check that. But I mean, the guy's just he scores. Like he's just mad. Like he just builds AA and stuff. Definitely could go with Lucas Fernandez, but Makida are in decent form, and that's not an easy away game. I don't think. Sho Sasaki again at home, pretty interested. Hyunjin Soo has been really good. He's playing as centre back now, so definitely some options coming in there. Morales definitely fancied by the sheet. Do you know what? I'm going to go with him. I'm going to captain Romulo. So that's like our kind of Argentinian baseline. He's actually card is from the same team, but he's moved. And look, he's been putting in lots of nice scores. So we'll trust the sheet. 460 is going to have to be a big score to build. We have a big score, but like we're going to have a few goes at it, right? So why are we back to this screen? I want to be in Contender. Good old Sorare UI. Woohoo! I want to build I want to actually build us a champion smasher lineup as well. So we'll do a bit of classic action before we finish too. Right. So easy Japanese is in, and then we're going to do J or Kaching. That was some sort of joke regarding the money side of things. So I'm not going to use Jorgbruin in here. I'm going to go with a sheet because it's always like pretty reliable. I'm going to go with Mayakawa. Yeah, I can see why. I mean, playing against Yokohama at home, so that makes a lot of sense, I think. Did I go with a defender smasher? As Tellez has got Palmeiras, that's a pretty difficult game. Araki definitely comes into the consideration there. I've got Sergio Ramos, pretty interesting one. Probably go with a defensive stack of like Sho and Izako in the next one. So I go with Kikuchi. And then we'll check the percentage and everything as the game week goes on. Again, we're going to use that smasher midfield type card. Let's see what the forward options are like in terms of classic actually. This is one of the things I really like about Streaks is because you got that option of like do we just play like a smart I can go with like Angel Di Maria there. So them need to use in-season cards, so we'll put the filter on. So can't use a Canales or anything now because he's not in season. Might end up going with Lucas Fernandez. This guy's just been so reliable. Anybody else standing out in season wise? Probably not actually. So guess we definitely will, and then use Canales in a subsequent lineup. Yeah, it's going to have to be look at. I mean, he's been really good, so that's not the end of the world. I can't use Ozaku and Sasaki and Canales, so I'm going to be running out of mids. So I think the next one actually is going to have to be like an in-season goalkeeper. And then last slot, Yuki Soma's been really good, really scoring pretty well. I'm going to go with Byunjin Soo. He's been playing centre half. Guangzhou are at home. Daejeon are pretty poor. I'm going to captain the Japanese goat, Ryo Kikuchi. I used like spells of just doing insane scores and stuff on Sorare. And we're going for a big score, right? We're going big. We're going back into Contender. We're going for some big scores. So we need to hit that 460. We need to aim for the high amounts. Like, so let's do it. And you get 4 chances at it. I mean, like, yeah, we've actually got another in season lineup here as well, which is absolutely brilliant. So, as I said before, probably going to go with Canales in the midfield slot here, which means it's likely going to be UK Soma, I think, up front. Canales, so that means we're going to have to use all in season stuff here, and then Ozako and Shiosazaki will go in the other one. So, goalkeeper wise, I see big bold. The big bold at home could be a shout, by the way. Racel are pretty good at the back, but we've got Ota, who has done nothing. But yeah, I mean, guess at home you put in a big score. I'm going to go with the big bold, just cause. Won the big bold. Let's get it done. Right, Kim Ji Sung we can't trust at the moment. Defender wise, Martinez Quarta is knackered at the moment. Anybody else standing out? Got an Arpintado, but I'll probably use him as Super Rare, obviously. Jeremovic gets sent off. Okamura's like doing some pretty good scores from time to time. Kim should be back, but Ulsan has just been all over the place, like just properly all over the place. So I think I'm going to have to go for Okamura. Just has to be done. There'd be an argument for using Kosai Tani there as well if we're going to go Okamura, but yeah, who's got the highest projected score out of the big bald and Tani? Let's spend some time in this. For 4 seconds for $800, so we need to like spend a bit of focus on this. Projections: Insran, Ota 44% clean sheet percentage, Johnny Placide, Tani 36%, Broderson 27% at home. I was going to have to go for Tani then, right? This is going to come back and haunt me now, and like, let's just double check. I hate like the lineup builder glitches. Sometimes it shows you like lower down the higher. Yeah, both get 22%. So I guess this is kind of going for a bit of the Makida stack at home. They were really good at home the last game, so really proper good at home the last game. Show's going to go in the last lineup. Then we need somebody else to pair with this team. Canales, I think, is going to be the captain because he's the most likely to do like those 80s and 100s, and you're going to need that, right? I mean, if you're going to hit that 460 or whatever, you're going to need something really big. Really tempted with Sabag against Ulsan because Ulsan was so bad, but it's a change of manager there, right? And when that happens, then things can change as well. They might tighten up, right? We're going to have to consult the sheet here and see if we can pick out somebody who's got a reasonable projection. I guess I could just go with Cezinha. Like, I mean, yeah, Diago are rubbish, but I mean, he's the main man, right? And we want that chance. Scotty, the advantage is look at his average 70, right? So he's going to do some AA. So what we're looking for is Makida clean sheet, Soma to do something, Canales to be Canales, and Cezinha to be Cezinha. That's how easy it is, honestly. 460, bish, bash, bosh, $800, send the gravy, Davy. That's what we're looking for. Right, we need to scoot through the last one as well because I want to do. I want to pick a classic champion team just as a bit of fun. I don't have any in-season EPL stuff or whatever. I've got like lots of other lineups to pick, but we've spent a lot of time in this. Can't even talk right now. The heat's getting to my head. Imagine we get past that and we've got to go for that 4,000 or whatever. That is absolutely mad. So 4 goes at it, and like honestly, I think Sorare have been pretty generous with that. They're factoring in that not a lot of people are going to hit it, but 4 chances at it, and hopefully somebody does it. It feels as if you're kind of playing against the bookmaker there, don't you? It's just like, sorry, I didn't mean to put Shunta Tanaka in there. So, in season midfielders. So we've got Shunta, could really play him actually. Kosam being's a bit hit or miss. Kim Bong-soo's not been so good since he's went there. Yokohama have been really poor, so I think I'll go with Bueno actually. I really like that card. I mean, he's not really done much recently, but gets a decisive. Could be pretty good. Eric against Yokohama or Sabag against Ulsan. Tempted to go against Ulsan. I mean, they've just been so bad, Ulsan, right? And then yeah, I don't have any other defenders for Sanfrecce. Well, I do. I've got Kim Ji Sung. He's a gamble, isn't he? Do you know what? Just going to put him in. Because it's the last lineup and we're going for our Sanfrecce defensive sort of side of things. And if he doesn't start, he doesn't start. But like, that's why have they signed him, honestly? Just get him in. Get him in. If he does start like that has definitely got the potential. You know, Shaw does like a 70 clean sheet. Kim just bees himself. And then like these guys just ride on some coattails in terms of like get like a decisive, and then that puts you in that 440, 450 range. Right, let's do some classic stuff here as well. So again, I'm gonna look at some rare champ stuff. Build hopefully a winning lineup. The prizes are going to be insane, right? Like I mean, um, you're going to have all those big juicy like star rares and everything in there. You've seen like the what happened with the stuff for the JPL, but like get some of those actual star champ rares in there is going to be mad. See if they'll have like a lot of choice here for Bruggen, Becker, and Kelleher. Well, I mean, actually, that's a reasonable. That's a reasonable. More choice than I thought I was going to have. We'll have some other stuff when other leagues come back, but I've got the later deadline as well. Interesting one. I quite like it. What I will say though is that it will probably provide a bit of confusion, but you're getting more time. So if you just aim to get your lineups done for Friday and then update it, then that's great. So Champ Crushers. As I said before, I'm not like hugely hopeful on the Liverpool clean sheet, but maxed out as well. So I think Team One's got to go Allison. I used to pair Trent with him. I've made a bit of a boo boo here, so Trent's still sealed. Although he's been getting me, he's been getting me like up to that next level in terms of the sealing bonus. So he's won me a lot of cash in an indirect way, which is just really mad regarding the vaulting. So then we've got Reece James and Virgil as the highest projected scores here. Sorry, my computer is so slow in it. Tonight's just like been absolutely boiling. Marcus Alonso is going to be going in team 2. So we'll go for Virgil. Reece James due to win me something. Again at home, like that's pretty good. Serie A's not back, so that's a shame because I do have a Kevin De Bruyne, so I suspect midfield. I've got Guller. Yeah, that's pretty good. A wee bit light out with that, so you have to pick 2 mids, right? And that's kind of where it's getting a bit more difficult. I guess I could risk Szoboszlai, Danny Parejo, put Matoma in the next team, Jordan Henderson. Matoma, that one is 17%. Going to go with Matoma. I mean, see, the thing with Matoma is he's well capable of doing the big score. Striker, well, it's only going to be one choice here. Running down the wing, Mo Salah. And then for this team, we're going to have to go. Where's it went? We've got Gaio Crez on sale. I just got to think I want to cash in on him now. And Florian Wirtz. Look at that for our team. That is sensational. And I'm going to make a bold claim. Arda Güler is going to be absolutely ridiculous under Xabi Alonso. Güler captain, no decision in my mind. Bang, there we go. That's what's happening. I'm going to put another team in and see what the stragglers are, but I love that. Is like honestly, speed up your PC, bugger off. Matoma with a D there. But yeah, I mean, like, soon that'll be a wee bit better because I'll have, like, Kelleher potential injury. Oh, interesting. We'll go with Barrett anyway. Soon we'll have Kevin De Bruyne back. So, Marcus Alonso, like, pretty good fixture at home against Getafe. I don't need him in season, so I'm not bothered buying, like, any Real Madrid, etc. this season. I think Starfelt due to play. Oh yes, big Carroll's going in. I don't think I'll need all those super rares to have any higher. That's 23, 24. Just use big Carroll. So we've got Bart, Alonso, big Robotron, Starfelt. I'm going to go with I'll play Mitoma in here. Just because it's champ and the champ rewards are brilliant, and you just think you've got give a bit of priority to champ. The rewards are just so good. Lee's Melu definitely consideration. Guy scores very, very well, right? Very well. Preston at home. Forward wise, pretty difficult fixture for Marseille. Let's have a look at the forwards now, because we're getting into the dregs, and there'll be more options like once I actually get everybody out of the vault. Real Madrid are playing as well. I can't unlock Trent because I've locked him away and you can't unlock him until after the lock. But anyway, I'm not going to go on Twitter and cry about it and just demand that the rules are changed for me or anything. So Guiri versus João Pedro. João Pedro, I forgot I've got a João Pedro. So I think Chelsea will be pretty good this season. Going to have to go with João Pedro in there. And then who else are we going to fire in? Nico Williams could do pretty well at home. It's an interesting one. Very attacking player. Brentford will be pretty poor this season. So again, capable with a big score. Kenny Lala there. Melvin Bard. Vanderson against Le Havre. Yeah, I mean, remember earlier we were talking about Monaco obviously having a pretty good fixture there as well. Captain wise, got to be Marcos Alonso, right, on penalties. I don't know if there's any change in that, but there we go. It's more of a punty lineup. It's not like your putting out 7 stars type lineup, but yeah, look at that, like 12% and 11.72% boost. I think it's a small percentage because I've used a super rare in there. Anyway, that's enough. My head is my head is starting to go now because it's so warm. My computer's, I don't know if it's going to explode soon because it's so warm here. But yeah, we're going for it. We're going for these streaks. I'm not going to go for the $200 in Challenger because Celtic don't have a game. I don't really have any other stuff out with it. The other one was the other decision, final one. I said I was going to go. You can't get rid of me. If you're still watching at this point, thanks very much, by the way, for watching the channel. Please do like, subscribe, or whatever. If you don't want to subscribe, that's fine. But if you hit like, at least it lets everybody else know that the video is half decent. Or if you don't like it, then that's fine too. That's like whatever, you know. So Challenger, right. This is for $50, and also there's a lot riding in this because the next weekend Celtic have Livingston, and Celtic have started pretty solid. They've got a free midweek before that. There is Champions League stuff coming up after it, so there might be a bit of rotation. But yeah, I think they're like going to smash into me at home to the Livingston. So again, we're back to the sheet. Switched it to Challenger Limited. It's going to load up just now, and then we'll get all the data. Do have some sporting guys. I think Nordsjælland have got a fixture this weekend, so should have some other options. So I've got Rui Silva in goal. I've got an Andre Gomez card. I've got a Kakir card as well, actually. So that is pretty interesting. Rui Silva, 60% clean sheet at home. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to just have a go at that. Just going to have a go with him and Inacio and stuff, and just go for like the... just have to go for it. It's D1 as well, right? So... guess I've got some old Tribunes and stuff I could mix in there, but Kakir I could use in Team 2, so that's good. Rui Silva against Aruca. We have... I'm going to filter this to limited because it's a bit messy when it pulls in all the different cards and stuff. It's just harder to like decide on what to do. Inacio puts in some huge scores, definitely. I think midfield wise, it's got to be Pedro Goncalves at home as well. I think he's probably taking the pens. So I'm going to go with Goncalves. Bit of a lower average, but like just insane. Trincao is just the absolute standout. I don't know why Horta is not fancied to play there. Is that because they've got I think, they've got like qualifiers and stuff as well. So that's a shame. That's one of the attacking options out, although I guess I can use them in the midweek. And then who else is fancied to do well? The Bast, definitely capable of doing a high AA. Noah Markman started. He won't do a 42 at home. He'll be in team 2, I think. Orsnes, Simseer, been pretty good. Could actually use a classic card in here, or I could buy one. You know, that's the Antonio Silva away. Might actually whack in Antonio Silva here. Yeah, just because it's Division 1 and I don't have like the absolute massive sporting XP. So I guess I could go with Antonio Silva. Benfica have really got a high like expected clean sheet as well. Should do a bit of AA. Could go for Luis Suarez, the Bast. I'm going to go the Bast. He's not been scoring very well though. He's not been scoring very well. I'll put the Bast in team 2. Aral Simseer does a bit of AA. I'm a bit tempted by him. I think I'm going to go Simseer. That's 70%. He's been in and out because of the midweek games. That's the problem, right? He's been a bit in and out. Serge Royal, or he needs like a really good defender at home against Altach. That's a pretty good fixture. Sindre Ageli, really good. I think I want another sporting defender in there. Kresma doesn't start. I'm going to go with the Bast. And then I'm going to captain Gonzalo Inacio because I'm going double defender, right? And I need a clean sheet. So, yeah, just going to go with that. And then if Trincao and Goncalves do their stuff and Inacio hits, then we've got that $50, right? And then we want an R go at it. So we're going to have to go with Kakia. And then we're going to have to pair him with some in-season stuff. So this is where it really buggers with you, the streaks, doesn't it, right? So you need to hit 400 and it really sort of mucks with your head. So Markman's against Copenhagen, so that's a hard home game. I'm going to go with Philippe Royal. Simseer, I think, makes a lot of sense. Him and Franklin de Jeu have just been absolutely, they've been tearing it up. I've got Franjo Ivanovic as well, so I think he'll be really good for Benfica. I don't know if double forward's really an optimal strategy in terms of like getting like 400 points, because then you just need like loads of decisives, right? But I don't have any other standout options here. Yeah, I'm going to go with Franjo Ivanovic, and I'm going to captain Royal. No, in fact, no, I'm going to go for Simseer because Simseer de Jeu combination. Kakir just does something like the last game, bit of AA there, and then that is us. We could hit 400. So you see my dilemma now. I mean, obviously, if Celtic were playing at home, then I would have like 2 Celtic lineups plus those going for the $50. But yeah, if we can get that hot streak in terms of the $50, that means that the limited teams are playing for the $200, the $420 Celtic weekend, and then after that, still got a month to go on the double rewards. So then if I've got $1,000 for $460, can pick and choose a wee bit in terms of the last game week. Anyways, that's us. We're going to finish now because it's boiling here and even everything's overheating. My head's overheating, the computer's overheating, the streaks are overheating. It's hot. There we go. What an ending. I've worked it out in my head. Thanks again for watching. We'll do a crafting video round about the weekend, but we'll end in customary fashion now. Good luck and go fuck.